say this bitch sound real pretty. Coach, tap for me and I'm ready.
What's up? What's up? What's up, Joe? We are back. We are back victorious for the first time this year. I heard you went to a little block party this weekend before the game.
Yeah, I went to the block party, Blake, and you'll never guess who I met. Well, I know you'll guess because I told you.
Okay, then I won't guess.
I was after the block party. I was sitting at a restaurant, Sarin, Thai restaurant, with a couple friends, and eating just some lunch because I was hungry.
What'd you get?
Thai noodles.
Ooh, I like their curry.
Spicy noodle. That was it. It was good. Anyways, Michael Lay, my friend, looked out the window, was waving to a random Atlanta United fan, and I turned around. I wanted to wave too. He waved back, and I was like, "Oh my God, that's Darren Eales,
Mr. President."
Yeah, and so I ran outside the restaurant. I was like, "Hey, Darren, what's going on?" He's like, "Oh, hey, buddy, hey, mate." And I was like, "I'm Joe. I really appreciate everything you've done. You've done a great job for the city. I love your team. You're doing great." And he's like, "Oh, that's great. That's awesome. Who are you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm ATL Joe. I do a podcast around the city. I would love to have you come on for an interview." He's like, "Oh yeah, you can talk to my agent over there." And oh, perfect. I got a business card. Gave him a business card. He exchanged it. He's like, "What do you think's gonna happen this weekend?" And I was like, I'm nervous because DC hasn't beat us, but I know we're a much better team and whatnot. And then it kind of got awkward. I was like, "Can I take a picture?"
Wait, you said DC hasn't beat us? We haven't beat DC. Well, until this weekend.
But, oh yeah, we haven't.
They haven't beat us this year.
Until this year, at the current time.
But that's awesome. So you meet Darren. You got his agent's card. You got Darren's card.
I gave him our business card.
Did you get his cell phone number?
And I told him I would love to have an interview. And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be great. You got to talk to my agent."
Right. Did we get that card? No.
Oh, we got to ask. I haven't seen the email. Britt, have you seen the email?
We're going to check in the studio really quick for you guys to see if we have gotten that email from Darren.
No, she said no. How about from the agent? No.
Did we check in with Boots?
Boots?
No.
Boots doesn't check the emails.
That's true.
He's a dog.
Boots is a dog. Well, okay, so interview obviously upcoming. Joe, it is good to be back for episode 6 this week. It's good to be back victorious. Clearly your conversation with Darren, maybe you talked to him, maybe he gave the team a pep talk. Whatever happened, we got the win this week. Back in action. Like I said, we're ATLiens United podcast. I'm Blake, joined by ATL Joe. ATL Joe. Not anything else. No AKAs. No surnames. Nothing. He's just ATL Joe now. He has a jersey to prove it. Customized jersey, I might add. But yeah, we're here to talk about all things Atlanta United with you guys. And this week was a good week for Atlanta United. Joe, what's up with the news? What's up with Atlanta United?
Breaking news. Let's start with that injury report. LGP, no longer injured. He trained a couple days last week and actually made the surprise start. We were all worried about that. He made it in there. Barco, still on the injury report. Got a couple weeks left. We're looking at very first game, possibly Minnesota, but we don't know yet. They're very vague on their injury reports. Atlanta wins 3-1. That was my prediction for the game 1. I was a week behind. We finally got a win, baby.
Yes!
That's right. That's right. Atlanta broke an attendance record. Did you see that?
We broke our own attendance record.
We broke our MLS attendance record. For worldwide soccer, we came in 4th out of all attendance behind, well, number 1, Borussia Dortmund, because they have Pulisic, so everyone wants to go watch him. That's the only reason.
The only reason.
And number 2, Bayern Munich, because they're the best team in the world outside of Atlanta.
Debatable.
Number 3, Manchester versus Liverpool. Classic game. Ended like no one wanted it to end.
No.
Number 4, the best team in the world, Atlanta United.
Boom.
Top dogs. Ready to take on anyone in the Champions League. Right?
Maybe the CONCACAF Champions League.
Well, You know what's coming up for goal of the week? Miguel Almiron. He's clearly leading in the votes. I know you Atlanta United supporters, all you ATLiens, go out and vote.
Yeah.
MLS goal of the week. Google it. Go on MLS.com and just keep clicking every hour.
I mean, if we got Tata best dressed coach wearing tracksuits all the time, then I think we can get Miggy goal of the week, guys. Come on. Get out there.
Anytime we had a player nominated last year, we won by a landslide. We can do it again this year.
Yeah. Do those finger exercises, get some carpal tunnel, just click away. Let's take them to the top.
Yeah. So a few hits around MLS scores around the league. Got to always go with my favorite outside of Atlanta winning is when Orlando loses. And Orlando City lost to Minnesota United.
That's beautiful.
That's right. They lost to perhaps the other worst team in the league. So that makes Orlando the worst team in the league.
Okay.
LAFC, surprisingly, 5-1. Goals nonstop. They're 2-0.
They're looking really, really good. They remind me a lot of our momentum we had in our inaugural season. This is a first-year team, and they beat the Sounders in Seattle, and now they win 5-1 against Real Salt Lake. I don't know what Will Ferrell, a part owner, has got cooking in that new LA stadium, but this team might be one to watch out for, Joe.
Well, we play them in a couple weeks.
I know, I'm scared.
They come to our place, though. Don't be scared, because we ready.
We ready.
We ready. Yeah, but another one, Columbus Crew, they got another win.
Mm-hmm.
Gassy Zardes apparently is trying to make a name for himself again.
Got 2 goals, right?
I'm not counting. We won this game. Going into the recap.
We did. And we won. Not only did we win, not only did we set an attendance record, but we proved that we could beat DC United. This is our first ever win against DC United. This is our largest crowd ever in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Joe, I guess what I saw from this game was a couple things. Passion from our fan base. The tifo at the beginning was just incredible. It brought the energy. You know, Tata is the Grim Reaper. Fantastic job by the supporters groups that put together the tifo. I believe Resurgence headed this one up, but all the supporters groups chip in to really create that special atmosphere in the stands before the games. The march-in was fantastic. I know you were a part of it. I know you and Britt were out there.
Oh, that was fun.
And just the build-up to the game, even though the weather was not so great, even though it was a little bit chilly, a little bit rainy, you would have thought it was sunny and 70 by the way our fans came into the building. And
First game of the year.
It was great to see. Everyone's like, oh, one-hit wonder. Atlanta United. They had a great first season. Big stadium. New stadium. Of course, everyone's going to the game. I thought it was really cool on the tifo. It had some different tombstones on it, right? One was like R.I.P., the Lionheart, giving a little Orlando shout-out. Then had another tombstone down front. It said R.I.P. Bad Sports Town.
That's
and
right.
I really liked that. I thought it was a nice touch because I think this crowd in this game and this energy brought into the stadium maybe put to bed the idea that Atlanta can't get behind a team, that Atlanta can't get behind this club because Atlanta United is something special. It's not like any other Atlanta sports teams. This is a unique United fan base, and this game to me was just a perfect representation of how passionate our city is and that we're not going anywhere. I don't know what you took away from the game. We got 3 goals in this game, Joe. Can you break them down for me?
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it was great. Tata changed his formation. We were all begging for it. Last week was like, are you serious? What? I was so upset, just like many fans. And then he changes the formation, and it's a whole new team.
Right.
Larry goes back to the center, holds it down. We'll break down that formation in just a minute. I want to break down the goals.
Let's talk about the hype.
Yeah. Goal number 1, you had Nagby. He puts a little flick over a defender. Tito caresses the ball, passes it back to Nagby. Nagby takes a few touches as Tito starts breaking down the line. Nagby hits him with a through ball. Tito catches up to it and kind of slows down and sees Joseph making a break for the goal, and he decides he's going to split the defenders throws one between the 5-hole of the first offender.
Great nutmeg.
Right to Joseph Martinez, sliding in, gets his first goal of the season. Beer showers everywhere.
Beer showers everywhere. Wait. Who did you say scored? This was
Joseph Martinez.
This was his first goal
That's right.
of 2018 in his new hairstyle, which I might add is still blonde, his most prolific color of hair. It is a golden blonde, but we're still going to categorize that as blonde. So now Joseph has 1 goal after 2 games. Blonde, are we going to go with flat top or are we going to go with high top? What do you think, Joe?
Oh, that was a flat top.
Flat top. We're going with blonde flat top. 1 goal for Joseph. That's it for Hair Watch on the week. I'll get you guys back in the loop on, his goals per haircut. He hasn't changed his hair yet this year, but I do have a very special interview coming up for our listener base. I'm just going to say I'm not going to give it away. I'm not even going to give it away to you, Joe. He's someone who is very influential in Joseph's hairstyle. That's all I'm going to hint at. But yeah, coming up soon for
that's one goal.
ATLiens United listeners.
1 goal per 170 minutes, something like that. Have you done the analytics yet?
I have it all on my Joseph Martinez goal to hairstyle per minutes played spreadsheet, but I'm not going to bust that out quite yet until I get this special guest on the air to just let our listeners know
right.
how influential haircuts are to Joseph's goal ratio.
We'll come back to the hair watch in future weeks.
Yeah, but anyways, back to the goals. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Joe. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Goal number 2. Miguel Almiron, who was doing this all day long, just dancing around defenders. Just shimmy, shake, shimmy yeah. Hits Tito Villalba in the middle of the field. Tito takes a couple touches, hits Gressel in the box, who looks like he has a good chance, and he cuts it back. 1-time pass to Miggy at the top of the box. Miggy looks up, left foot, upper 90. Golazo. Oh, they said it best on 92.9 The Game. Mike Conti.
That was a fantastic call.
Oh, I love how he's getting really into it.
It's a golazo!
Yeah, and that's up for goal of the week we mentioned. Yeah, get out there, vote for him. Miggy's goal was superb. And that leads us to goal number 3. Short corner. People were hating on it last year, but now I think we've got about 3 goals off of these short corners. Miggy passes to Garza. Garza back to Miggy. Miggy looks in the box. Everyone's covered. Well, he puts a pinpoint on the head. Tito Villalba flicking the head to the back post, throws it in the goal, pulls out the bazooka, shoots everybody in the stadium with his love.
Water gun. It was a water gun because you know what was raining down in the supporters section after that goal? Well, it wasn't water.
Beer shower!
It was beer. It was beer. Which reminds me, you know what it's time for, Joe. You know what it's time for.
Beer of the week!
That's right.
Cheers. Oh.
Every week.
I'm not going to finish that one. I'm going to open the new one. It's time for beer of the week, and we had a special beer this week. All you supporters know, it was part of the tailgating last week. We had a beer release specifically to Atlanta United. 3 taverns came out with an IPA called Rowdy and Proud. Beautiful can, red and black. And, I got to open it with my spike.
Melon berry citrus juice explosion. This is a great beer to sip at a tailgate.
Miguel Almiron actually let me borrow the spike from his goal player of the week.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to take that spike and hammer in the beer of the week.
Yeah, I'm ready.
You want to give me a little ATL?
Yeah, I got it. Let's go.
Ready?
A-T-L. Oh, man.
I got splashed in the face on that one.
Oh, man. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, to our listeners, Joe can get aggressive with the golden spike, and the beer cans, they're not exactly like pounded down a railroad tie,
If you were at me
it's just a thin aluminum can.
If you guys came and met me at the tailgate, you saw I was opening all my beers with that spike. I've gotten pretty good at it. It took me a while to open it on the ATL chant.
That wasn't the best.
But now I've gotten good. I don't know if that one I went a little too forceful.
Yeah, but
Rowdy and Proud.
Yeah.
IPA. It's got a bitter first taste. Like it's a typical IPA. Not quite a Night on Ponce. It's not as strong, but very good. Very flavorful.
Crushable. That would be my word.
Crushable.
Crushable.
I know I crushed a lot of them at the game.
I could crush a few of these.
You met up with me after we got inside the game. I think I had one too many Rowdy and Proud, or was I right on point?
You were right at Rowdy and Proud. You were right. You're right at that level. We'll just leave it at that. You were
It did
Rowdy.
its job.
You were Rowdy and you were Proud. You also never mind. We
You
won't
know,
tell them about how you fell down in your chair after the game.
Yeah,
That was passion.
They gave Miggy
He
this
was
golden
excited
spike.
about the win.
They gave Miggy the golden spike, and I love that. There were so many different guys we could give player of the game to. Personally, I like Tito Vijalba. He was my player of the game. He had an assist. He led up to the second goal, and he had a goal himself.
He did.
And do they count that second assist? Because they do the hockey style. He passed to Gressel. Gressel gave the one-timer back to Miggy, and Miggy shot. Does that give Tito an assist? They did a lot of that last year.
We'll call it a half assist.
Or a hockey assist. They do that in MLS.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's great. So
And after the goal, they give little songs, and everyone keeps going back to. And I know you and I think that this is specifically Joseph Martinez.
drives me crazy.
Oh, Joseph Martinez.
We can't just swap out any player.
Oh, Tito Vija. No.
No, not even Atlanta United.
Oh, Leandro Gonzalez Perez.
Well, that's proof it doesn't work. I'm tired of Seven Nation Army. It is Joseph's song. We got to keep that. The great part about our first year was that we were coming up with new stuff every week for new players. And we come in the first week, and I'm not going to lie, I was in the supporter section with you. You were there. It was like there was no new content, you know?
Tito's going to be scoring his goals.
And we just started chanting Seven Nation Army, Tito.
We need some Tito-specific songs.
So Joe and I put our heads
I got
together.
I got one.
Yeah.
Ben
throw out yours.
was throwing it out a lot last week.
We need a Tito chant. We're just letting our fans know out there. We need a Tito chant.
You know,
Go
we got
for it, Joe.
In the YMCA tune.
Okay. Young
We
man.
He's a lion tamer, T-I-T-O. The lion tamer named T-I-T-O.
Oh. Okay.
We can go on a little carry on from that.
I wrote a little song too.
Yeah, you showed me that song. It was really good. I want to hear it.
Do you wanna try this out with me?
I know a little bit of the lyrics, so I'll let you carry it. I'll jump in when I know
we'll
it.
be throwing this one out there. We hope to hear it in future weeks. Going to be hitting up some of the Capo, seeing if they want to throw this one out there. I think it's better than reusing Seven Nation Army. So we're just going to blast into this. Okay. Tata said he wanted goals. Tito. He tamed the lion's heart, you know. Tito. He always runs down the wing. He scores a goal, and then we sing Tito Vijalba, Atlanta's king of the pitch. Na 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 na. Tito Vijalba, Atlanta's king of the pitch. Yeah, you guys let us know what you think.
It's beautiful.
But yeah,
We could slow it down a little.
no,
speed it up.
I think yeah, you can na 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 na, and then you can bring it in.
Any of you supporter group listeners, get with your captains. Get
Or
with your
any
capos.
listeners.
Any listeners.
We need this song.
Let's get it out there.
We need another song.
Let's throw it
It
on.
doesn't have to be our song.
Let's throw it on Reddit on their what do they have, the
Chant of the week.
Chant of the Week subreddit.
Yeah, or Chant of the week thread. Yeah, we'll get on there. You guys, let us know what you think. If you hate it, let us know. If you love it, then just sing it at the games. Don't tell us. We don't want that. I don't like positive feedback. I just like negative feedback. What about you, Joe?
Positive feedback.
No,
It's wonderful.
I'm not a fan. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. If I'm doing it right, then just give me the thumbs up, you know? That's
One
my
chant
style.
that we do. I met this kid at the tailgate, Jonathan, and he loved the Brad Guzan chant,
Yeah.
which Britt and Ben were at the Stripe the Sea, where Brad Guzan gave a personal interview, and he said he loved that chant.
He also said how to say his name correctly,
But
right?
yeah,
It's
Guzan.
Guzan.
Brad Guzan said
Guzan.
his name is Brad Guzan. And Jonathan goes, "Oh yeah, that chant where he goes, he's big, he's bald."
That's great. Yeah, he got it wrong.
I had to tell him he's big, he's tall. We got a kick out of that one. That was the tailgate was amazing this past week, guys. I loved every bit of it. The march to soccer was great. We had we had the block party, a bunch of other parties. And what's coming up this week, Blake?
St. Patty's Day is coming up this week. So I think that, traditionally it's a holiday where people like to wear green, one. Number two, they probably consume a little bit more alcohol than maybe the doctor would advise. Maybe Surgeon General wouldn't approve.
Or as Darren Neal says, cheers.
You still need to work on that British accent. But, I think that the tailgate this weekend, unfortunately, we're supposed to have a little bit of rain in the forecast, but as we know from last week, not going to slow us down.
As we know from last year, it's not an Atlanta United tailgate without a little bit of rain.
Without some downpour. You remember that one storm game when it was just monsooning last year at Bobby Dodd?
Which game? Because that happened at least 5 times.
I guess it almost happened
every game.
I guess that's why we're in an indoor stadium now. But yeah, no, the Gulch is the spot to be once again. I don't know if people are going to be wearing green. I'm going to be wearing a mixture of red, black, and green, maybe a little gold.
I'm going to wear my regular Atlanta United kit, but I've got some sweet St. Patty's Day shades with shamrocks in the middle.
Very nice.
Throw those on. I might incorporate a little bit more green. There's a ton of St. Patty's Day scarves that I think they've already sold out of because they did one last year and people loved them, and I think they already sold out of them this year.
Yeah. Well, do you have any Irish in you? I got a little bit of Irish in me. Are you?
I got a little Irish.
You got a little Irish in me?
My great-grandfather is Scotch-Irish.
Oh, cool. Very
Joe
cool.
Tierney.
Joe Tierney.
That's
a very Irish name.
That's where I got my first name from.
Yeah. Speaking of family, I'd like to give a quick shout out to my grandma. She's been listening to our podcast, Joe.
Mimi?
I hate to do this and interject our show, but Mimi, thank you for listening. I love you. And I hope that you keep listening and you keep criticizing how my hair looks on video. So she likes it better when I wear a hat. Is what she told me.
Does Mimi have a Blake hair watch?
I don't want my own personal hair watch. But I'm excited about this game. I'm going with about 12 of my friends to this game. I got a friend who's in town for a bachelor party. He decided to have it in Atlanta. We're sitting in the 200 section in some group seats, so I'm gonna miss the supporters section of this game. I'm gonna keep my neck, my little neck thing with the card on.
You're gonna miss the supporters section.
I'm gonna be down there. I'm gonna get them in their seats, get them settled. Be like, hey, I'll catch up with you guys at halftime, and I hope to hear the Tito chant. But we'll see what the fans do with it. But couldn't be more excited about the tailgate. Joe's going to be giving out King of Pops this weekend at the Gulch.
I missed it last week, and it was raining. They didn't open till 11.
Yeah.
So I got to go pick up my order I put in.
We're going to be drinking Rowdy and Proud and other beers and beers that we featured on Beer of the Week. And I couldn't be more excited for this game. Night game on St. Patty's Day against a very, very solid Vancouver team. Joe, I'm a little bit concerned about how well Vancouver's played this year. They got some excellent players. I've seen, Kamara has looked really, really good. What do you think about going into our formation? Are we going to keep the same formation? I think it's time for Tata's tactics.
Definitely time for Tata's tactics. Oh, look, we got a new formation. He went out 3-5-2. That's
or 3-4-1-2 maybe. I don't know.
Or 3-3-2-2. Which actually it's a 3-5-2 strategically is how you pronounce it, but I really do think it was a 3-3-2-2. You got Parkhurst, who also had a huge, underrated, great game. The captain back in there, solidified the back line. And beside him, you had LGP, our king. And on the right side, Franco Escobar, who's like a duplicate of LGP, but on the right side, which was beautifully tactically sound to put those three together on the back line. And you followed it up by a midfield that was almost another defensive line. So it was almost like 6 defenders.
Something I noticed, Joe, and I was so happy to see, is that you mentioned that Escobar's a lot like LGP. He is aggressive. So when we were playing with 3 center backs, LGP, a lot of the mistakes last week was LGP being too aggressive. And then we talked about how Laronowitz couldn't really cover for him, right?
Right.
So what we had this week was LGP was still aggressive, being his natural defensive self. And Escobar was also aggressive. So we had two aggressive center backs, but then we had that solidifying captain in Michael Parkhurst dropping into the hole.
Who's a natural center
covering
back.
the defense. And what we ended up with is DC United did not have a shot on goal until their goal. And
That's right.
that came in what? The 80 is it in the 70th
85th minute.
85th minute.
That was the goal that Assad got the assist. LGP was being aggressive there. He read the pass coming up. Assad was trying to poke it over to Maddox, and LGP was jumping the route. Well, he pokes it over, bounce off Larinowitz's shin, and then Maddox had a free shot on goal. Kind of unfortunate mistake there.
Yeah, but no hate on Larry. Let's talk about the midfield.
No.
You know, Larry moved back into that.
Speaking of no hate on Larry, Larry easily could have been player of the game.
Yeah, moving back into that midfield role, like I was
Going
saying.
back to that defensive spot we've all been screaming for. All preseason he was playing center back, and he's kind of been our backup center back. And then he goes back to the central defensive midfield role, and everyone sees, oh my God, this is what he was like last year. He had 6 interceptions, a ton of deflections, a ton of tackles, and he started there was a lot of plays where they were starting a counterattack, and Larry broke it up within a millisecond and then started a counterattack of our own, and we easily could have scored another 2, 3, 4 goals.
Definitely. You know, I watch post-game interviews after every game because I really like to get the players' opinion on the formation change. I thought something that was interesting was a couple players gave a lot of credit to Tata for the formation change. We haven't talked about the wingbacks yet. Garza and Gressel, right and left wingbacks. Gressel in an interview after the game said all credit goes to Tata. He saw DC's weakness. He saw what we needed to change, and his formation worked to perfection today. Larry moving back into the midfield. Larry's post-game interview, he said there's a comfort level is the word he described, or 2 words he described in quotations, that comfort level with him in the midfield. Basically, he was hinting at, and he said it very diplomatically, Tata, please don't put me back at center back.
He said, I'm a defensive midfielder.
I'm a midfielder. I like to play in the middle.
I like the center of the field. And he looks so good there.
Much
and
better.
Then you mentioned the wing backs. Gressel, what a brilliance. And you mentioned it. I was hesitant to put him on the defensive midfield or defensive side of the ball. But he came out on the wing back. He looked like a carbon copy of Greg Garza on that right side.
Yeah.
Except for more dangerous on the attacking side. There were countless times where he had open space down the right side and had chances on goal, threw a couple of great passes and got the assist to Miggy, had an assist to Joseph. There was a time where Joseph had the ball. I thought he could have made a great run cutting towards the goal, but he saw Joseph had the ball, so he didn't run because he knew Joseph was going to shoot.
No, I mean, Gressel, he's played in that attacking role before. I think his attacking quality is shown through. But also, he's a great defender. He's a great ball player. So I thought Gressel had a great game.
And he showed it on the wing. Last year, that's where he made his name, was replacing Tito for a while on that right wing. And then Tito, we mentioned, moving up the lineup, they put him more in a central role, still playing kind of a wing, a secondary striker, but Tata gave him the freedom to roam around. And you noticed him kind of drifting towards the center, coming over from the right sometimes, coming way out left. He was all over the field, but he stayed very up front, and Joseph Martinez was playing off of him, making diagonal cuts, and it really confused the defense as to who do we cover, which speedster and threat on goal do we cover.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense.
You know, Joe, I think what I saw is it was almost a strike partnership. It wasn't quite – granted, he was playing a little bit further behind Joseph, which we still sit in the section and whine all day, just like Joseph whines when he doesn't get the ball and kicks the pole. but we whine all day. He stays offside. I don't understand why Joseph stays offside. I'm not one to criticize our players. I'm never going to berate them.
Well, Blake, that's part of his game.
Yeah.
He likes to teeter-totter that line. He wants to pull defenders back. He wants to pull defenders close to the goal or have them sit up, 5 yards away from him. So he'll jog up as they're sleeping. He'll jog up, hop on side just to make a quick break.
Just to make that quick break.
And then all of a sudden he's in on goal, and that's how he scores a ton of his goals.
I agree.
And with Tito playing with him as a secondary striker, at Torino from Italy where he played, Joseph came in as a secondary striker, and he scored a couple of his goals there playing off of their top guy.
I don't know.
It was I forgot his name. But, yeah, he scored a lot of his goals as a secondary striker there, just playing that line. So I think that's Joseph's game.
Yeah, well, I think what we also saw from Joseph this game is Joseph needs service to score goals. He's not necessarily, and this is my personal opinion, a creator in and of itself. He's not going to dribble past 5 guys, nutmeg 2 guys, crazy crossover, and put it in the top corner.
That's Miggy's spot.
Joseph is a guy that he is a finisher. He's almost a fox in the box. He's almost a poacher. Nothing like the Houston Dynamo Fox from last week. But, Joseph is a player that if you get him the ball in the box, you know where he's going to put it. And I'm just looking forward to the continued service we saw from that midfield. We haven't talked about Darlington Nagbe. That's the last player I want to mention. Nagbe, I thought, much improved. I'm not being a fanboy. I love Nagbe.
No.
But I thought he had a fantastic game, even once he had his pirate eye patch on, or whatever that thing was.
I like that.
It brought me back to the pirate days of Gonzalez Perez.
Nagbe had a great game. If I had a tier, Miggy deserves the golden spike, but I also thought Tito Vijalba had a rightful claim to that. Second tier, Julian Gressel, Jeff Lorinowitz, and maybe even Michael Parkhurst, just because of how he solidified the back line.
Yeah.
But Darlington Nagbe's right there with Michael Parkhurst in that third tier. Nagbe started to show glimpses of what we can expect from him.
Definitely.
He is not there yet. He's still feeling the team. He's still conservative.
Yeah.
But he had some great dribbles. He was controlling that midfield. Also, Gressel would push up, or even I saw Escobar get all the way up the field, and Nagbe would kind of drop back, hold down with Lorinowitz in the middle of the field, allowed the other players to push up. He is learning that role. I think where he's conservative is his passes, and eventually we're going to start seeing him try to really pick out players and really unleash the beast.
Unleash the beast. Gressel actually made, and the last thing I'll mention on this, he made Team of the Week, first team of the week for MLS, and that's out of the entire week in the MLS. Almiron actually got second team. So
whoa.
Yeah, so Gressel hit first team of the week for MLS this year. Big shout out to Gresselmania.
Gresselmania! I will give you my golden spike if I see you this week.
Well, we got to open the beer next week, so maybe make sure you got a backup first.
I will give you my golden spike if I see you this week, and then you got to come on the show for an interview.
Well, what we got for Gressel is something else special. Julian, we know you need some love from the supporters section. We know you need some love from the fans. We got something special for you coming in the coming weeks. Again, I'm going to be cryptic, but our owner is kind of cryptic. Our owner, he passes stuff on to Darren Eels.
I know
Darren Eels, the president. Well, our owner's Arthur Blank. But,
our president is on first name basis with me.
Yeah, well, our president's kind of cryptic, so I'm going to be cryptic as well. Julian Gressel, we got something special coming for you. We got something special for Gresselmania.
Gresselmania.
Just look to the stands in the coming weeks. But, Joe, let's talk about predictions for this next week against Vancouver.
Big game.
We've talked a lot about the formation. Are we going to stick with this formation against Vancouver? What do you think?
Oh, Vancouver, they're coming off 2 wins. They won the first game against Montreal, looked really good. Second game, they beat Houston Dynamo.
Ooh.
A team we could not manage to score a goal on. They won 2-1.
At Houston.
At Houston. And at that BBVA Stadium. They played a game. I watched the game. I went back and watched it. MLS Live is allowing you to watch games right now after the fact.
Cool.
And I went back and watched the game. Houston came out dominant. They looked like they did against us. They shot about 4 or 5 balls over the goal, around the goal. One where the goalie made a couple of great saves. Could not score. And then they came out, Kai Kamara for Vancouver.
He's been all over the MLS. I feel like he's played for every team in the MLS.
He is a traveling man. Well, he scored his 100th goal. Got a penalty kick. He got pushed down in the box. It was controversial. Guy pushed his arm out. He went down, scored the penalty kick.
VAR.
No, it was a definite
okay.
penalty. Definite penalty. And then they got another goal from Breck Shea.
I remember Breck.
Remember for Team USA?
Yeah.
Used to be Michael Parkhurst's teammate when they played together.
How old is Breck now?
He's
getting up there.
Parkhurst is 34, 35, so
Yeah.
Breck's got to be right around there.
So I guess we probably won't see Breck.
He
if
put a
we
goal
ever
in.
make the World
Remember
Cup.
when during the CONCACAF when Breck Shea put us into the final by scoring a breakaway goal? He put one in just like that.
Man.
And another player to watch on Vancouver is the Canadian Carlton.
Canadian Carlton.
Alphonso Davies, 17-year-old kid, scored in game 1. These guys look good. And remember last year, they beat us 3-1.
Yeah.
We went to their place early in the season, and Kendall Waston, their captain, big, tall defender,
Got us twice, right?
he scored 2 goals. If you go back and watch that game, he easily could have scored 6 goals. He had the assist on the 3rd goal. He was constantly a threat in the box. That was when Atlanta found out they're not great at defending set pieces.
Yeah.
Because Kendall Waston was all up in there. Now they got Kai Kamara, another tall forward, 100 goals in the MLS. He's been a traveling man. We're going to have to bring our A game defending those set pieces.
Okay. Couple
But
things.
I got a couple more points. One more thing that I see that they have possession-wise, they don't possess like us. So the way to break them down, we got to hold on to the ball and figure out how to break them down without lobbing crosses into the ball, crosses into the box. What do you got?
You know, I think, and I was trying to jump in there for a second because I am very, very worried about Kai Kamara. I think he's in a really good run of form right now. I think this Vancouver team is extremely dangerous. I think that if we go back to 4 at the back, we're going to get burned. I really think, and what I was hinting at is that we need to stick with this 3-5-2 formation or this 3-4-1-2 or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think right now that our defense is solidified enough to switch back to 4 at the back. I liked Escobar more as a third center back than as a right back. I know he's played both positions.
Yeah, that's a great point.
But I really like the way we neutralize DC's attack. You know, this is a team in form. We are coming off a win. We are at home. We're not opening up the top deck, but I actually like the atmosphere better at home when we keep it to that 40 something plus, and really gets that intimate, loud atmosphere from the 100 and 200 levels in the supporters section. But
it was great.
I'm concerned. I just want to know, what if you had to make a goal prediction right now, Joe? What would your goal prediction be for this game?
Well, Vancouver is very more defensively sound than DC was. This is a much different beast that we're facing. They're going to be big and tall in the back. They're not going to give us as much space as DC gave us, which, if you noticed, we had, especially when Miguel had the ball or anybody in the midfield, they got the ball. It looked like they had just tons and tons of space.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. I want to see that 3-5-2, or what I call it, the 3-3-2-2. I want to see that again.
Yeah.
I want to see if that creates as much space. And I think we're still going to win. We play good at home, and we have a long and wide field. I think we're going to win 2-1.
2-1?
2-1.
So I have the feeling, based on the day of the year, St. Paddy's Day, based on the kickoff time, which is 7:30 at night, that the atmosphere is going to be celebratory. It's going to be festive. It's going to be electric.
Did you say rowdy and proud?
It's going to be rowdy and proud. And I guess what I'm most excited about from this game, Joe, is I think this atmosphere, even though we might be dealing with 20,000 less people, 25, 30,000 less people, I think it's going to be louder than game 1. I think it's going to be absolutely nuts in Mercedes-Benz. I think whoever scores the first goal wins the game.
Tito.
And I'm going to make the prediction that Atlanta scores the first goal of the game. I think that Tito is in a great vein of form. I think that Miggy is playing his tail off right now. I'm really excited to see Miggy back on the field on Saturday. So I think we get an early goal. I think we run away with it. I'm predicting a 3-0 win for Atlanta United.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
And I think Kai Kamara is the biggest threat they have right now in the form he's in. But this guy's 32. This guy's slowing down. I really think our team, coming off that momentum, getting the home crowd behind them, I just like us at home. It's hard to bet against Atlanta at home. That's just a fact.
Yeah, you mentioned something I want to kind of put a point on. And I love our 72,000 fans that we had. And I want to keep throwing out as many fans as we had there. But you and I have both been to the games when there's 45,000 fans there.
That's
and
rowdy.
those are typically all the season ticket holders. And they know all the chants. And they get involved. We need to get it to a point where the 70,000, the people in the 300 level, are standing the whole game involved in the chants. And we'll get there one day.
Yeah.
But this week we're going to have our rowdy and proud members singing all the chants, getting behind the team. It's going to be loud. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, and just a quick note on that. I just want to throw this out there because it's something that has upset me this last week. It's upset me in the past. We love all the supporters groups. The supporters groups are what make the supporters section the atmosphere that it is. But
cheers.
I cheers to that. But I just feel like, for whatever reason, we're starting to lose sight of it. There's becoming some rivalries between supporters groups, and the chants are not flowing throughout the supporters section like they used to. And I really think the supporters section in this game needs to get on the same page. We really need to be unified. Let the players know that we're behind the team.
Yeah.
We're here for them.
We're here for the
Let's
team.
come up with new chants. Let's come up with creative content. Let's really be loud and proud and let them know that, hey, we're here to support Atlanta United, not worry about who's leading the chants.
That's right.
Whoever's leading the chants, get behind them.
Help
They're
'em
doing
cheer.
their best. They're just trying to get the fans into it. I can complain. Everyone can complain. Blah, 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 this, that. We shouldn't do this song again. Who cares? If they're doing the song, let's sing the song. That's the rant over. I just need to get that off my chest.
That's all right.
If we sing We Are the A 5,000 times, you know what? I'm going to sing it 5,000 times because I want our guys to hear us and know that we're behind them. So that's my challenge to the supporters section. That's my challenge to the entire stadium this week is get behind the team. Don't worry about who's leading the chants. Don't worry about if you can't hear them. If you can read lips, just start chanting, no matter what section you're in. I'm going to be doing it up 200 level. Who cares?
That'll be great.
Rant over. I know I already said that.
I
Now it's
ran
really
into
over.
All Stripes, their tailgate this week. It was fun. They've got the best colors.
They got all the colors.
That's why they got the best colors. They came out with the new scarf, the black with the rainbow through it. Almost looks like Pink Floyd. That's really cool. They have that in the team store.
Dark side of the bins.
Dark side of the bins. Color side
Speaking of that,
of the supporters.
thank you guys for joining us down deep below Mercedes-Benz Stadium and our studio.
Yes. Come out and
It's been
look
a fun
at our
week.
social media pages. We got ATLiens United at gmail.com is our email.
Email us.
ATLiens, that's our Twitter. It's our Instagram. It's our Facebook.
It's all of it. And Darren Eels, don't forget to send that email or your agent.
We score goals. And we throw beer showers.
Beer showers. I love beer showers. There's been some hate on beer showers online recently. Like I was reading a thread and people were whining about getting beer thrown on them after we scored a goal. Get over yourself. We just scored a goal.
Beers go shower.
Like, you're sweaty. You've been standing in the rain tailgating all game. Like, why do you care about a beer shower?
You're ranting right now, and I think the mics may have been cut.
It's refreshing. They always cut the mics on it. They always cut the mics. But beer is refreshing. It feels good.